So hard to chew. My love to my love to my love to my love to
we're talking about social media and we're talking about its effectiveness. We're talking about how it can serve as a distraction for some. The Baby is one of the biggest rappers out right now, probably the biggest rapper, up and coming rappers, new rapper out right now. He recently, he's been on the news a lot lately, and he recently put up a tweet, and his tweet said, "If social media wasn't such a lucrative tool in the business I'm in, I wouldn't even be on it. Lost souls influenced by lost souls. I hate to see it. I encourage people to have the courage to find themselves without the false sense of security they search for on the internet." To close it out, I want to ask you, is this something that you see when we talk about social media? Is this something strictly business, or do you feel as though this is a legitimate tool to find friends and to, I guess just to talk and politic with people? Or is it something that should be used strictly for business in order to maximize its full potential?
I wanted to share a thought that I had this morning. This was something that I thought about after I saw that there was a rapper by the name of Juicy J who went out and basically said, I apologize to anybody that I might have convinced to use drugs. He said, if I persuaded anybody to use drugs, I apologize. And my first thought was, okay, well, that's cool. I guess he's seeing the error of his ways. Maybe he's growing up. And to some, and I mean, I respect that, right? Everybody makes mistakes. But here's the thing. Somebody made a point on my Instagram. There's a brother on my Instagram, Shy City. I think that was his nickname, Shy City. So I'm gonna give him proper credit for what he said because I respect what this brother had to say. And he said, basically that's bullshit. He said, you're coming back and you're apologizing, for all this chaos and destruction after you made your bag. I mean, you got your money, basically selling out the community, marketing drug addiction to young Black men, marketing Black genocide, working alongside white supremacists, media outlets. We know who owns the radio stations. We know who owns the record labels. We know who owns the media outlets, and you're partnering with them to destroy the community. I mean, in fact, give me a yes or no, yes or no. You hear a lot of hip hop music where they promote death and the murders of Black men. Do you think that would be accepted if they were rapping about, say, the Jewish community? Do you think that these same media outlets would allow us to mass market the killing of Jewish people? Give me a yes or no. Yes or no. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Joel. Good morning, Joel. How are you? Daryl, Phil, and Sharonda. Okay, you see them marketing drug addiction to young Black men, basically. These young brothers are imitating these rappers. They're dying, they're having seizures and dying and things like that. Do you think that they would allow, do you think the Jewish community would allow us to market that to their young people? Do you think that they would allow us to market the killing of people in the LGBT community? Yes or no? Give me a yes or no. Right? So if it's not okay to market the killing of LGBT people, if it's not okay to market the killing of Jewish people, if it's not okay to market the killing of even animals, they would shut you down for even that, talking about killing an animal. Why is it okay to market the killing of Black men? And more importantly, it's not just why do they allow it to happen, but my question is, why do you allow it to happen? How can you run around saying Black Lives Matter when you'll celebrate somebody who wants to see your son in a casket? Well, how can you talk about Black people being valuable if you're okay with people mass marketing drug addiction, which is turning a lot of our Black men into zombies by the age of 22? If you value Black women and you're worried about the little Black girls getting kidnapped, how can you co-sign on music that disrespects Black women more than anything in the history of this planet? Do you follow what I'm saying? Give me a yes or no if you follow what I'm saying. If you're hearing me, I need y'all to respond to me. Talk Black to me right now. I need y'all to tell me that you're hearing what I'm saying here.
I would say there's a dark side to social media because he pointed out a lot of the great sides. So I'm just going to point out some of the darkness. There's a study that was conducted that said that 60% of social media users are unhappy. Up from 2007, they said that there's been an increased anxiety over 20%, and stress is up by 17%, which was down from at first it was 3%. Over the last 30 years, depression has increased monumentally, and social media does create pathological enviousness, and it's rewarded on the platform as well. You understand me? Bullying is rewarded on the platform. Emotionally triggering is rewarded on the platform so that people can have repeated use. I talked about it a little earlier that you have to look at the root on how social media was created. It was created by who? You understand me? Nerds. It was created by people that were socially inept, schizoid white men. So when they created this, they created to bully and poke fun, and they didn't create it in the manner, Black people started utilizing it, and then we went against what the algorithm was actually created for. But social media creates the SADs, is what I like to call it: stress, anxiety, depression, suicide. A person posts something about themselves. You post something about yourself that you like. That's your original thought pattern. And you put it out there and you only get 10 likes. You understand me? So, okay, then you post another picture. And let's say it's a picture of you at a club and now you get 100 likes. Now you're comparing yourself against each other. Now you're comparing the dopamine of these likes, and that positive reward system of the algorithm makes you now want to post more pictures that liked. So now you're becoming less of your original self and more of what's liked. So you learn how to filter who you truly are. So this makes a lot of people lose who they truly are, and we don't really know each other because everybody's filtering themselves. You understand me? Women are posting pictures and there's certain poses that they know will get certain likes, so that's all they posting. They don't post their real selves, and it creates a disconnect between who you are, you understand me, and what you post on social media throughout these algorithms. So it's definitely important, and I think that we spend too much time on social media. I think you need to use a little app on your phone that tells you how much time you're spending on there, and we have to spend time in nature. We have to spend time surrounding our minds with information that can energize our minds so we can have our right brain and left brain balanced. So I think that if you're going to do anything, you should study the effects that it's having on you. I use social media instead of you let social media use me. The first thing you do in the morning most of the time is people are checking social media because they want that dopamine hit. It is addictive. One of the founders of social media came out, not social media, but Instagram and Facebook, he came out and talked about how they created the algorithms to be addictive. So there's a generation that was born before social media and a generation that only knows it. This generation is dealing with more stress and anxiety and depression than any other generation, because that's all they know is this comparative system. That's all they know is the addiction of social media. So I think that it's something that we definitely have to continuously educate ourselves on. What is this doing to our children? You understand me? And the reason that a lot of people don't know who they really are because they're not becoming themselves. They're becoming what's being rewarded by the algorithm. So we losing ourselves more and more and more. It's creating autoerotic behavior where people just want to post pictures that they love of themselves. You understand me? It's creating more individualism instead of more collectivism. People only want to be in groups of people that think like them because you're only looking for yourself. So it's not really promoting those positive things. Those are the things that individuals like ourselves, we go against what social media was created for and what the algorithms are really promoting. You understand me? To make people more critical thinkers. You understand me? So social media can be a very dangerous place. And I always tell brothers, look at your news feed. It's going to keep feeding you things so that you can keep consuming. That's what the news feed is there. You understand me? It wants you to spend as much time as possible. It's not concerned about your mental health, your mental wealth. It's not concerned about your energy, not whether you're depressed, none of those things. If you have stress, anxiety, or depression, get off of social media completely. Take some time for yourself. Get your mind right, your mental energies. I have plenty of people in my family that's currently dealing with mental health issues that they can't get right. They're always comparing themselves to the next person. They don't know themselves. They can't see themselves. You understand me? So we have to get to a point, for one, that yes, we utilize these platforms. We don't let these platforms use us. There's a lot of positives that we just talked about on this platform, but the negatives are there and they exist. And last but not least, because I was studying this. That's why it's so fresh on my mind right now, because 2020 year, the ownership, I really want people to take ownership over their mental health. You know what I mean? Because that allows us to focus on, you know, the correct thinking, and our decision-making power is being eroded every time that we get on here and we consuming things that have nothing to do with our goals, have nothing to do with our collective progress, have nothing to do with our success. You understand me? So we have to get to that point where anything that's wrong with us, we should know. And so I think, like I say, I appreciate the light side of social media, but the dark side, and, you know, I flip that connotation, really the dark side is the good side, but you know what I mean, is that the dark side of social media is that it does promote mental health issues. It does promote narcissism. It does promote autoerotic behavior. It does promote pathological enviousness. It does promote aggressiveness, bullying. It does promote stress, anxiety, depression, suicide. It does promote death courts. It does promote all of these different things. And like I said, the more information that you have, the more you can make decisions to do the right thing for you. Otherwise, these things are affecting you. You not knowing why. You try to treat the symptom instead of the root.
Because this is an important message. So here's what needs to happen. I appreciate Juicy J's apology, but unfortunately, we have to say apology not accepted. Not because we hate you, but because we need to fix this shit. Rappers need to have a summit. The old ass rappers who are over the age of 35, who are starting to see the error of their ways, who've already made $10 million selling out black people, who've already made millions of dollars, promoting black genocide, saying it's okay to murder black people, right? The ones who've already made their money getting young black men hooked on drugs, the ones who've made all their money convincing black people to give all of our wealth away to white folks, buying Gucci and all this other crap. They need to hold a summit, and you need to hold your community accountable. I'm not a rapper, you know, and I'm just a scholar. Rappers are more popular than thinkers in the black community. Rappers are more important than scholars, right? So it is what it is. I can't argue with that. I don't know what to say about it. It just is what it is, right? But I can't control the rappers. I can't tell them what to do. But the older rappers, the OGs, I'm talking about the TIs of the world, and I'm friends with Killer Mike. I'm friends with David Banner. You got other guys out here, maybe Juicy J, some of these other guys that are now seeing the error there with Jay-Z. Y'all need to have a summit. You need to gather these young guys together and tell them how to avoid disrespecting and harming their community. You need to teach them how to not be white supremacists by promoting a white supremacist agenda of black genocide. You need to teach them and let them know that the black community is tired of it. The black community is not going to accept the promotion of the killing of black men anymore. The black community is done with that bullshit. Because here's the thing, you know, we always talk about the Klan, and we talk about racist people and how bad the racists are, and those skinheads and those white supremacists and those MAGA hat wearing Trump supporters. But who does more damage to the mind of a young black male? A member of the Ku Klux Klan, or a rapper who is in his ear every day, a rapper he's listening to, that he looks up to, who's telling him, go out and shoot another brother today if you can. Go sip some perp until you die, until you have a seizure on the floor of the airport and die like that young rapper did last week. Go out here and fuck all these hoes and go out here and make babies and pass diseases around. Give all your money to white people as soon as you can. Let's go to Jake the jeweler, or go to the Gucci store and buy a bunch of damn bullshit jewelry and throw our wealth away so our community can stay broke. You see, you got to be able to connect the dots, black people. Part of the reason that you get your butts kicked, the part of the reason that you fall behind is because you don't connect the dots. And you're not taking responsibility for the fact that you can't celebrate your own genocide and then be surprised when the genocide is taking place. You can't celebrate broke ass behavior and then be surprised when you all end up broke. You can't celebrate ignorance and then be shocked when your community is ignorant and half your damn kids graduate from high school and can't even read.
I would probably use it 80% less if it wasn't. I would probably go complete where I didn't even touch a phone at all, because I know that my mental health improves when I'm not on this damn feed. I know that for 100% fact. This does not enlighten me at all. My enlightenment happens outside of social media, and then I project what I was enlightened on. So yes, 100%, I would decrease 80% on it by 80%. I would go 4 days where I just disappear completely. And I don't touch the phone.